So in this video, I'm gonna try to talk about how to deal with lose streaks. Now, this is not going to be a video that's gonna be like that much Dota related, rather than a video that is going to explain at least my thought process behind dealing with loss streaks and mindset and how you should actually approach the game. Of course, always in my opinion, and this is what I usually suggest to the students, right? So a little bit story about me. Recently, I got calibrated at 8.2 kmmr, which is like a little bit higher than I usually am. I usually am like 7.5, like a little bit higher than that. And my confidence was actually in the roof. I was playing with many professional players. I've played with Saxa. I actually managed to win in lane and in game versus Seb and Saberlight. I played with Gunnar, Marine. Like I played with many, and as a result, my confidence was on the roof, right? I was really so motivated to keep the grinding going, to hit like the 9k. I think at some point it was like 8.4. That's like top 700 in Europe. And it's like I was feeling great Dota wise always, right? And all of a sudden I got a lose streak, and I got really mad, right? Because at least in the immortal bracket, you get to like the way the system is right now, you might win like 3 games and gain 10 mmr, like 30 mmr, and then you just lose one and just lose 40. So that's a little bit frustrating. Long story short, what happened is that I get a loss streak and I got really mad. And when I lose, I get mad because nobody actually wants to lose, right? So in this video, I will talk about how to deal with loss streaks in the mindset, mentally, so you will not go crazy like I have been in the past. And this is mainly a video I shoot for myself, that I will be able to go back and watch it myself whenever I feel like this way. I will not waste any more time, and let's start.
Up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster.
So the first thing that I want to say is that losing streaks are generally frustrating and inevitable part of playing Dota 2. Like, no matter who you are, you might be literally the best or the worst player. You might be like top 1 or like, I don't know, Herald 1. You will face lose streaks, and it's important to know how to handle them without losing your motivation or becoming tilted. The first thing that I will say is that you have to be on the correct mindset. Now, what does this mean? It means that when we're winning Dota, and this is the first thing that I tell my students all the time, when we're winning, we're thinking unconsciously or maybe consciously, oh, here it comes. Oh, here come the lose streaks. Here comes the lose streaks. And you have like this negative spiral, right? You're not really motivated. You don't really believe that you're worth winning, right? So all the time you're thinking, okay, the lose streak is about to come. And I've seen all type of Reddit posts on that. And when you're losing, what you're thinking is like, okay, it's here. It's never gonna end. And you're like constantly in this negative spiral. So you win, and you're actually thinking, oh, I'm about to lose. You lose, and you're thinking, okay, this is it. I'm gonna keep losing. So we have to switch that, right? If you're winning, you need to feel confident. You need to feel that, and you need to believe, actually, not just feel it, that you're part of the reason why you win, right? If you don't believe yourself, then who is going, right? I think that makes a lot of sense. The second thing that I found the most success with is actually take a break, right? So does take a break means do not play for days? No, it means actually go take a shower, take a walk, drink some water, stop for like 30 minutes, play with your cat or your dog, or like go to your partner or call a friend and do something. You really need to get out of this mindset to press the play game button right after you lose. Like this is a famous bench queuing. You know, there's bench eating and there's like bench queuing. So you really need to stop that, right? Give yourself 5 minutes to go to the toilet, literally go pee or something else, and then come back, maybe even wash your face. I can't name how important it is to get out of the matrix just for 5 minutes and then just get back in fresh, right? This is like super essential. The second thing that I will highly suggest you is do not have any expectations. That means that focus on your performance, not the outcome. Because when you're a lose streak, it's important to remember that the outcome of the game is not entirely in your control. What is entirely in your control is actually what you do. Many times I've had students in the past that were Divine 5 or Divine 4, and they were like really close to get to this Immortal, and all of a sudden they were to get First Blood, and they would think, oh, we're about to win, you know, that's plus 30, that's plus 40 or whatever right now. And they would consume more energy into, oh, so this is plus 30, and I need 3 more. And as a result, they were to lose focus, and they would just lose the game. I can't really name how many times I've been this guy before I became immortal. Thank God I don't really have to deal with percentage anymore. But I do recall really intensely that it is really frustrating to see a percentage and think, oh, I need that, and then this percentage goes up and down like a roller coaster, right? And so focus on yourself, focus on what you do, and do not have expectations. Do not have, think about the game, not about the result. Super important, right? Number 3 is to communicate effectively, but quality over quantity. What does this mean? If you use microphone just like I do, try to use it as little as possible. Otherwise, you will end up, like myself many times, going to rage, going to tilt, talk, swear, literally go go nuts, right? So try to use it as little as possible. The very basics. Go Roshan, gank. And if you can use pinks, that's even better. Like pink, alt, and click the left button on the left and say, hey, attack, go, smoke. These type of things. Don't overanalyze it. Like Mirana, go, gank. Like 3 words, right? And don't overuse it, because in the end you will get also reported, you're gonna get muted. And that's a little bit frustrating, right? To constantly be in this situation. Don't think that you're just better than your allies. Just if you believe you have a call, use it, try to guide them, okay? Number 4 is actually experiment with different heroes and roles, and this is what happened in my case. So on my lose streaks, I go back to my very basic heroes. If you've seen my guide, it's like Crystal Maiden, Chen, Enchantress, Kotolom, Knight Abaddon, Undying, of course. And of course, I play many heroes, but I would say that these are my most comfortable. And what happened right now is that in reality, nothing else worked. And then I think I played all my comfort heroes and I was just losing, right? All the time. I played also Nyx, I played Axe 5. If you've seen this guide, it's a thing. And one thing that I'm going is I picked my last comfort hero and I literally just followed my previous advice. It was focus on your performance, not the outcome. And I actually nailed the game. It was incredible. I think I was 10-3-15 or something. My moves were on point. My mechanics were on point. I tried to be literally focused on the laning stage because I'm support, and if you're a support and you see this is 100% what you need to do as well. As a result, go and experiment with other heroes and other roles even, right? So for example, many times I used to be a mid laner in the past before I became a support. In fact, I still believe I'm a mid laner, but I also get to play off lane, and when I feel that for XYZ reason that I will explain later, that the support is not working out, I'm gonna pick my beloved Legion Commander in the offlane, I'm gonna pick my Sand King, I'm gonna pick my Tidehunter. And it's really good because then you end up rotting in a situation that you can't really see what's the mistake. Of course, you can watch your replay and stuff, but I really don't want to make this a video on, oh, you should watch your replay and see what's going on. This is more of a mentality, right? So switching things can be really beneficial, right? Because sometimes you're actually so fogged that you can't even see in front of your face of what's going on or what is the problem. Number 5 is actually play with a positive attitude. And you're like, oh, Jeff, yeah, no shit, man. What did you just say? And the truth is that this play with a positive mindset is actually really good with the number 2, do not have outcome. You have to be really positive. If someone dies, I even see that on students when they get to record games, send them over, and they just ping, I'm talking about some heralds that are just ping on the ability. Why didn't you use that? And why did you argue? Even I get to do that, right? But at least, the lower you are, the less you want to do of that, because you can't really have expectations in your game. At least, for example, the higher you go, you have expectations from, I don't know, from a Doom to use Doom, right? And not keep it there for 20 minutes. Or for a Phantom Lancer to get some good solid items and not just go Midas, Octarine, some BS that makes no sense, right? You have expectations the higher you go, especially if you're a support and you play with cores, right? Or if you're core, actually, you have expectations that your supports will not really place wards where there are sentries already. You expect them that they will remember that. As a result, play with a positive mindset. What if you lose? It's okay, you're gonna lose another one. But you really need to find out why you lose. Is it Dota-wise or is it life-wise? This is an important thing. And until you figure it out while you play, you need to be positive. In the end, you just lost. It's a -40. Okay. It really hurts. I feel with that. Nothing you can do. Follow advice number 1. Take a break, reset, and try again. Number 6 is take responsibility for your mistakes. And this is something in my attempt to grind for my ancient hell to the Immortal, to the 5k, 6k, right now to the 8k, was this. Take responsibility for your mistakes. That means if you play crap, even if you made 3 mistakes, 2 mistakes, 1 mistake, and in the end, your carry, your core is gonna die back, and you're like, okay, I almost played flawless, and I still lost the game because my spec just bought back Haunt and just died again back to back. It's really essential though to even fix this one mistake. It's really easy to blame others when things aren't going well, but taking responsibility for your mistakes can help you break a losing streak. This I can guarantee, boys. If you're making mistakes, own up to it and try to learn from it. By taking responsibility for your mistakes, you can avoid repeating them in the future. Really essential. Number 8, and also super important, is like focus on the basics, right? So the lose streak starts, and I'm really playing. First game, I play well. Second game, I play well. Third game, I play well. Fourth game, not so well. Fifth game, it's even going worse. Sixth game, I'm losing sanity. I'm like, what's going on? And I realized that after watching my replays, which is something that you can do as well, but there's no reason for you to do that because there's maybe another way why you're losing. I realized that after the fifth, sixth lose, I actually wasn't playing that well, and I consider myself a player that, if you're following this channel, I'm really emphasizing on laning stage, and I feel like I'm really good at that, right? And all of a sudden I was making really bad mistakes. I was just getting caught in 2v1 scenarios. I was just, I don't know, not being in time to pick up the wisdom rune, the enemy wisdom rune as a post 5. I was just dying, assuming that the enemies wouldn't have vision. Let's say I have something like Nyx Assassin. I would just die there, assume, oh, they're not going to have vision, because I'm playing against 2k MMR or something, at least in my mind. And I'm get punished and I have like many deaths, right? I want to pick post 5 and the ally want to pick post 5 and nobody want to go off lane because I'm like, I want to play post 5 right now, right? I'm not in the mindset to actually last hit. It's like, so am I, and we just end up losing the game. I didn't drop my ego. So part of this, like, I didn't win the lane stage, and the more lose streaks I was having, the more I was playing less and less careful later on, right? Number 9 is play with friends, right? That could be unranked, that could be ranked. You need to bring back the idea of, oh, I'm having fun, right? Because many times when you play pub, it's not fun, right? It's the outcome, the result of the game that's gonna usually make you have fun. Oh, we won, it was a nice game, smokes, boom, boom, boom. This is what you are gonna have fun, but you can always just play with friends, mess up, have fun, and if you really don't want to screw up with your MMR, just go unranked, go turbo, it doesn't really matter. Dota in the end, it's a really competitive game, it's really hard to improve. And the reason why this game is actually so good is because it rewards, it's really hard to improve, and it rewards the ones that actually manage to improve and to escape the trends, right? This is why the game is so rewarding, because it's so hard. But doesn't mean that you can't really mess up with your friends, right? So definitely do that. The next one is set realistic goals. So you're in a lose streak and it can be tempting to set unrealistic goals. And this is what happens many times in my case. I get to lose like minus 500 within literally a night, like 10 games on a Saturday night that everyone is drunk. I'm like, okay, Saturday night is when I have time to actually play as well. And all of a sudden I'm just losing, of course, with bench queuing, and when I'm just losing sanity, I'm just losing lots of MMR, and you're like, in the mindset, I don't care anymore, I'm a man that has nothing to lose, and all of a sudden the next day you wake up and you do care, right? And as a result, I would say that you need to be realistic. Many times I have people that say, oh, I lost 300 today, I need to actually reclaim it today. No. What if you lose, right? Yeah, if you gain 10 MMR per day, in the end of the year, you're gonna have like thousands of MMR, okay? But it's not really gonna work this way, okay? Focus on your own game, and slowly and steadily, one game at a time. Really important. Don't get obsessed. Oh, I'm gonna gain 100 MMR today, 200. No. It's okay if you just win 10. 10 is better than none or minus 10. And the last one is, I want to say like stay hydrated and rested, but reality is, how do you feel with your life itself? Right, so what does this mean? It means that, to give an example from my personal experience, I feel like the last 2 months, I've been in my peak in everything. In students, in Dota, like I'm calibrated really high. I'm finally not working in the night, like I don't have any night students, they're all on the weekend. So I finally, after years, managed to get some vitamin D. I'm just watching the sun, like after years, I'm in this room. And as a result, it was really surprised to me that I was just losing, because I feel like in every area of my life, I'm literally, compared to the old Jeff, right? I'm at the top, right? I feel like I was there. And all of a sudden I just realized that, you know, my cat, I know it sounds as stupid as that, is on a berserk lately. It's just destroying everything. It's running right and left, meowing all night long. And, you know, it's not one of these, you know, cute cats. It's one of these like YouTube cats is going complete mad and complete insane. And actually, I'm pretty confident my cat is even worse than the cats on YouTube. I can literally just post many videos on that. So as a result, I wasn't sleeping well. Actually, wasn't sleeping well is a little bit of a compliment. I'm talking about like 3 to 4 hours, right? But you know, you have to keep being productive. You have to keep playing Dota. You have to keep coaching people, right? Because, well, this is life, right? And what I realized that Dota is, since like I think myself have like 10,000 games, just like anything else in life that you have invested that much, is a representation of how your life is overall. If your life is great, then your Dota games are gonna most likely gonna be good. But usually it's the life that, if it's not going well, you have like, for example, stress, not sleeping well, not eating well, not a lot of things, there are a lot of chances that you guys will not gain MMR. For example, I was just sleeping the last week, maybe the last 2 weeks, so bad because this little monster just went on berserk, and I actually didn't realize, because, you know, even after like 5-6 hours, you wake up, you feel okay, you know, you drink a coffee, maybe you drink another coffee, maybe you drink another coffee, and you're like, okay, I'm fine, you know. And then another really bad sleep, and all of a sudden I was feeling that was great, but apparently my mind and my body, and of course my fingers, my left by the way, had different opinion. Say, hey, dude, like, you can't focus. You know, that would actually make sense because I was like so foggy, right? So in my case, I really needed, in fact, I still need a lot of sleep, and this is what I'm gonna work on right now. I'm gonna like go to bed really early, you know, after the coaching session, and I'm gonna like fall asleep. And this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of the days. And then I'm gonna watch if I will actually get to, you know, have better results in the long term. For example, for the next 2 weeks, am I gonna play more focused? And am I going to win more lanes, right? And I think that for most of us, right, and I know that, for example, have a lot of students that are IT, really stressful jobs, really jobs that you might work even in the night, but no matter what you do, you will find yourself in this situation, and hopefully you can always go back to this video and just follow this rant, follow this thought process, and perhaps in the future it might help you. That's it for now. Nothing else to say. GG, Jeff, and I hope you guys are actually well. Before I close the video though, what I want to say is that if you want to be part of a really positive community that everybody wants to improve and everybody are in correct mindset, make sure you join our 6-month coaching program. It's probably one of the best places to be, not only in terms of improvement and coaching, rather than to surround yourself by players that actually are in the state of improving and they just try to help each other. Also, if you did find this video useful, make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, like, and all this. It really motivates me a lot to keep making these videos and give as much value as possible. Hope you still stay positive. GG Jeff, and I'll see you in the next video.